Tech Legends, I hope you're all fantastic. I've got the Boss DS-1w in my hands today. I'm so stoked they finally got around to doing a Wazza edition of this pedal. Definitely feels like the right thing to do. What I want to do here is give you three different ways or three different contexts I would use this pedal in, and we will explore the differences between the standard and the custom modes on here. But first, I want to let you hear it in a quick little mix, just going like drop D garage band style, and I'm going to throw some dirty lead guitar on top of it as well. So let's go. The first use case would be using the DS1 as your main source of distortion into a clean amp. This isn't my preferred way to do it, but it is definitely a vibe. So I've got my old Strat into the DS1, into my Boogie Mark IV. That's going to my Fractal X load, and then I'm using the Suckless Audio Multicab to load up an IR of an EV speaker. You can actually grab my cab pack for free from their website if you're using that device. Let's hear the clean tone, and then I'm going to start with the tone and the drive at minimum and slowly bring them up. I think my big mistake with the DS1 in the past was thinking it kind of worked like a Boss SD1, so I would start with the level and the tone cranked up, and then I'd bring in some drive. This works a little bit better, especially if you've got a kind of jangly guitar like a Strat. The sound heard in garages all around the world. Let's contrast that sound with the custom mode. I think the custom mode, for me, works a little bit better because it takes out that high-mid thing that is so annoying to my ears, especially with a Strat. You get it less with humbuckers, but on a Strat or a single coil guitar, that can just be really harsh and abrasive. I'll let you hear it again, and then I will flick back to the custom mode. with the custom mode and the gain all the way down, it's not quite a perfect touch sensitive drive, but it is a lot more touch sensitive than the stock settings, which brings me to my main use case, which would be using this in front of an already crunchy amp. I've hooked up the Synergy 800 module. I'm using the same load box and the same IR loader, but I'm using one of my greenback loaded cabs. We'll stay on the Les Paul. What I'm going to do is let you hear the difference between standard and custom mode with the gain all the way down, the level all the way up. I'm going to play with the tone control a little bit and just basically use it as a front end boost to kick this amp from crunch into absolute mania. Like I was kind of complaining about before with the clean sound, you get this really harsh upper mid-range thing happening there. It's just really accentuated by that amp and IR choice on there. I'll do that again, and now I'll let you hear the custom mode. I think the custom mode actually works as a boost. I'm a big fan of character tones and having some real nasty stuff in your guitar tone, especially when you're recording, but I think on the standard mode setup like that, there's just too much of that nasty thing. It goes from being, kind of bad in a good way to just being undesirable, that sort of bad there. The other cool thing as well is you can use the amp for your rhythm sound, and then I've found with this, keeping the tone low, cranking up the level, and actually adding a little bit of drive on here. In custom mode, switching to the neck pickup, you just get this big gooey lead sound, which I'm all about. Let's go bridge for rhythm, switch over to the neck pickup, and I'll kick the pedal in. Use case number 3, the real fun begins, because I'm going to be running this into the lead channel of my Boogie Mark IV. Same IR, same load box as before. I like to call this the cornstarch guitar tone. You know when you make like a stir fry or something, you make a bit of a cornstarch slurry and pour it in at the end, and then everything becomes sticky and gooey and just that much better. That's what we're going for here. This is the sound without the DS1 in here. Let's go to standard mode. And again, I'm kind of going to use it as a boost. I won't go for a whole lot of actual drive from the pedal. I'm going to start with the tone control all the way down, because The tone control can be really, really powerful here. We'll go from super smooth and gooey to like chainsaw. So this kind of 2-in-1 here, like doing a big, bloomy, distorted lead sound and then doing a kind of HM2-ish chainsaw sound. Let's hear the dry sound. Talking before about so bad it's good and so bad it's bad and how that's a fine line. I feel like we just totally blew that away and it ended up in some other universe there. That was incredibly nasty. I'm sure that would have a use case somewhere if you like that kind of grind sound, or you've already got an HM2 on your board into like a valve state and you've got that sound down and you want a kind of original variation on that. The custom mode in this pretty darn nasty, and just that extra output and the different mid-range push in there, I think across all those three use cases makes it a lot sweeter and a lot more usable. Having the standard mode, of course, if you just want to use it as a DS1 and you want to do that kind of grungy thing like what we heard at the start of the video, it does that pretty well too. So for my taste, running this into a crunchy amp was always the way I'd been taught to use a DS1. It's still the way I would use this, but I think now in the custom mode, it works a lot better as a booster. And hopefully you found some of those sounds inspiring and you can go and try it for yourself. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. Shout out to Ed and the team at Boss here in Australia for letting me borrow this pedal to make some noise with it. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. See you next time.